Howdy. I got a great question from someone about finding a p-value using GeoGebra, and I was going to use an example where I can from the my open math homework to talk it through, because coincidentally someone asked me about that as well. So here we go. Uh, this is problem number 6, question 6 on my open maths homework assignment from 5.3, 5.4, and 6.1. Test the claim that the proportion of people who own cats, meow, meow, the best animals, is smaller than 40%, pardon me, at the 5% significance level. I already know the null and alternative hypotheses would be: null hypothesis, assume the proportion of people who have cats is 40%. Just that's at least that big. And then alternatively, they're claiming it's smaller, so that smaller goes in the alternative less than 40%. That makes it a left-tailed test, and we'll see how that looks as we do our work. And then in the person who asked on my open maths version, it said, based on a sample of 600 people, 35% owned cats, and we want the p-value. So now let's head over to GeoGebra and calculate it carefully. Let me type up a couple of little ideas here, though, before we head over there. Just so in my notes it says GeoGebra. We're going to head to the, we're going to go to the probability calculator. And then we're going to be on the statistics side. I'll just put statistics. I think it's a tab. And then in the main menu, we're going to select, I think it's called a one proportion, a z-test of one proportion. Because in our hypotheses, little p, population proportion, just one of them in both hypotheses. Let's see if I got that right as I head over to GeoGebra. Here I go, geogebra.org/classic. You can see it's popular for me, auto-completing in my browser. Wait, did I just... Oh, foolish Ralph. How did that happen? I accidentally was outside of our world here. geogebra.org/classic. I was messing with it earlier. Nothing to be saved. Probability calculator. You can see the little normal distribution on the home screen usually. If it's not there to help you out as you log in, up in the main menu under view is where I usually go to get things. You can select what you like. Probability calculator, main menu in the upper right. Now, let me grab my little tool to help your eye. So when I'm talking and clicking around, you can see where I'm going. We want to be, once we're in this probability calculator, we want to be on the statistics tab is right there. So I'll make sure to select that. And then the menu where we have to select the correct type of hypothesis test is just that very first menu right at the top. It's actually set up for a z-test of a mean. That's not what we need. We don't have any means that we're talking about. We need right here z-test of a proportion. Yeah, that is how it's described by our buddy GeoGebra. Once that's selected, things should look wildly familiar. There's the null hypothesis with a little p, just like back in our notes, equals, I think it was 40%. Let me double check that. Yeah, 40% is our null hypothesis. So we simply enter that into that field. Alternative, there's 3 options every time. It could be a left-tailed test with a less than symbol, which let me double check. Yep, that's what we have, a less than or a symbol and a left-tailed test, which is the pre-select, but it could be greater than or not equal to depending on the situation. Just make sure it's correct. Getting that wrong is one easy way to get these problems wrong. But getting it right is as simple as double checking your notes and working slowly. Successes and n. Let's go back into our notes. We have a sample of 600 people, so that's going to be our n equals 600. No problem, that's sample size. And I'll just type that in right here. And then successes, remember, that's got to be the number of successes, not the proportion or percentage of them. So let's check back in our notes. Successes here, it's got to be, well, 35%, the happy 35% of the sample of people who have cats. I mean, depending on if their cats know how to bury their stuff in the litter box or not, they might not be happy like 24 hours a day, but 35% times 600, that's going to be the actual number of successes. Let me just copy that number. GeoGebra is also a computer, and my friend, so I think I can just paste that in there, and look, it does the multiplication for me. That's 210 people in the sample, 35% of 600, who do have cats. So 210. Of course, any other calculator would have worked for that. Yeah, so be sure to have the number, not proportion, not percentage. That's the big note there to avoid that error. And once you've entered those four facts, the value from the null hypothesis, the symbol from the alternative hypothesis, the number of successes as a whole number, and the size of the sample also as a whole number, down there below, we get these lovely results from GeoGebra, which I'm going to just snap and snip using my computer here. Give me a snip with all these GeoGebra results. Oh, wait, here, friend. In fact, I'm going to grab the entire thing that I did. So in my notes page that I made, I can now have a friendly little picture of my GeoGebra work right there to remind me how I did stuff. And I can say down here, my p-value is 0.0062 after a decimal. Or if you think in percentage terms, it's less than 1%. It's like just a bit more than 0.6%. Okay, the person did not ask, but what the number means is way more important than calculating it. What's that mean? This is the important. What that says is, assuming that 40% of people are lucky enough to have cats, the chance we'd find a random sample of 600 people with 35% or fewer or lower, with no more than 35% cat owners. See what that means? So the chance that under our assumption about the population, we'd see this data set right here at random is only about 0.6%. That's wildly unlikely. That throws doubt on the assumption. So we're rejecting our null hypothesis. We got some evidence here that sadly, less than 40% of people might have cats. That's if this is real data. And there's no reason to believe that it is. It's just here in a homework problem. I hope that helps with the GeoGebra work. Again, big moves, geogebra.org/classic #probability is your webpage. Make sure you're on the statistics tab. Double check that you're at z-test of a proportion in the menu. Set up your hypotheses correctly. Make sure it's the whole number for successes. And then this machine should give you back a lovely p-value rounded correctly at 4 decimal places. Great question, and I hope that was helpful. Now, how do I turn off this live stream to get this video posted for you so you can watch it? Okay, really.